So this is it for Best Buy here at Fiesta Mall. Today is their final day of operation. So they'll lock the doors at 9 o'clock, that's it. So you'll notice there are no store closing banners on this store at all. That's because they're not doing any sort of clearance or anything at this store. Everything is still priced as it's normally priced. And actually inside, the one thing different going on is that the mall entrance is closed. And that's because they have condensed everything to just, the area closest to the front door, since that's also where you have customer service and pickup and the restrooms, the drinking fountain. Plus, it's also just going to be easier to keep track of people coming in and out of the store through the one door versus two. But it's pretty sad. Heck, even two employees at, actually one asked if I saw this kid throw a game on the floor next to me, but I could, because he wanted to check it out and make sure, losses and all that, but unfortunately with my peripheral, I couldn't see really what happened next to me. I could tell somebody was to my left, but that was as far as I could tell. So I was unfortunately not of much help to him, but, it was still a courteous guy. And then as soon as we were done and I continued browsing at the games that I was looking at, one of the customers came up to him, shook his hand, and, say his goodbye. I guess the employee had been chatting with the customer over the last few months from what I could hear in their conversation. And, it's really sad and unfortunate that the store is closing and all of its employees are now out of work. But yes, inside, all of the merchandise has been condensed to one area. There's a lot of stuff that is not there now. Obviously, they're not taking they weren't taking any shipments at some point. And if anything, I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of the merchandise that used to be there has since been shipped or diverted off to other stores, because Tempe Marketplace isn't very far away from here. Superstition Springs location is like 10 miles down southern to the east. And then the Chandler Mall has a Best Buy on its out parcel. So it's not like we're losing the only Best Buy in the area. There are more. But it is unfortunate that the store is closing regardless of the, how many Best Buys we've got here in just here in the East Valley alone. So I guess we'll just take an anchor roll call here. So here are Sears, opened before the mall, I believe in 1979, and the mall opened in 80. It's got an auto center attached, which a lot of times the auto center is an out parcel. So Sears is basically the only remaining original anchor left. And this is as far as the large format stores, this would be the second largest type of Sears store. Metro Center and Tucson Mall are the largest. And then all of the rest, like Superstition, Paradise Valley, those Sears stores are all like the standard size. So this one's in between the two. Dick's Sporting Goods used to be on the top. You can still kind of see where the sign was up there, but Dick's was stacked on top. They demolished the original Broadway anchor here in 2008 or 2007, 2008, and then they built the stacked anchor. So the two stores were not connected on the interior, but the Broadway that was here had a third floor, and that, it was the Broadway Southwest division. they had, district offices, I believe, on the third floor. And then after they were acquired by Federated and all of the Broadway stores that were kept were converted to Macy's, they decided to open up the third floor. So install new escalators, open up the third floor, giving Macy's 3 floors of retail. And then over here, you can see Dillard's. This was originally a Diamonds department store. And I'm not sure if the exterior has always looked like this, just because I can't remember that far back. I don't remember Diamonds really at all. But Dillard's acquired Diamonds maybe, I think it was supposed to be maybe 84. I was only 3. So it's possible that they did actually update the facade, because the shapes on the facade are, where the entrances are, that is how a Dillard's would look. I definitely remember the department store being remodeled in the 80s and seeing all the plastic tarps everywhere. But this was originally a Diamonds, and of course, these department stores have bigger footprints, Dillard's, and this Diamonds was probably a suitable enough size for them. Just because if you go to Paradise Valley Mall, that Diamonds, the location was closed, and Dillard's built a new anchor in, their style. They built their new anchor at the end on what was probably an expansion pad, and that Diamonds is now home to Sears. And of course, over at Desert Sky Mall, that Diamonds converted into a Dillard's. It's probably a good enough size for them, and it's very unremodeled on the inside. And then this last anchor, it shut down in 2014, and it was Macy's. This was originally a Goldwater's department store. Goldwater's was owned by family members of the late Barry Goldwater, who was, probably like the most popular politician ever in Arizona, or one of. You find his name on Terminal 4 at Sky Harbor Airport, which is the largest of the terminals. There's a Goldwater Boulevard in Scottsdale. Goldwater Bank is the name of the development across the street from the mall where the canal is. So, but right now, what's supposed to be going on with this location is that it's being converted into office space. All that peeling paint there. But yep, that used to be Goldwater's. Then it became J.W. Robinson's, because I remember the Robinson's name appearing on the building. And then, when they combined with the May department stores, May Company, became Robinson's May. Then after May department stores was acquired by Federated, then they decided to shutter the Macy's. That used to be the Broadway, and they decided to operate Macy's out of this store. 2 floors versus 3, so there's probably easier maintenance on a 2-story department store versus a 3-story. So, it looks like the banner is dangling, but you can see a label scar. from the Macy's days. So hopefully this office development will be successful. There is a strip mall just kind of catty corner from this mall at Longmore that used to have Ski Pro, Circuit City, and Bed Bath & Beyond, originally at Best. And I believe what they did was they gutted it down to the skeleton, the whole thing, and created all new office space out of that building. So hopefully, and I hear it was a success. So hopefully, this will be successful too. Also, the old Scottsdale Galleria it opened as a dead mall in 1990, I believe, and it found success in recent years as a corporate center with offices. It is, from what I've heard, it is 100% leased, and they are building an office tower adjoining to it to accommodate the other potential tenants who are looking for office space in downtown Scottsdale. So all I can do is just hope for the best.